There's a goat folk. Live and drink. This guy has nothing to trade. There's one other goat folk on the screen. Don't mind me, just gonna quickly chop down some trees. Nothing to be alarmed about. Right, Maman? Just be chill, buddy. Warden 1FF just squaring up on him. Walking right up, looking him in the eye. There we go. Nice, wide open area. Which means it's gonna be very difficult for me to miss the shot. Bang! Warden 1FF, did you have to, like, stand in my line of fire? Warden 1FF, I swear to God, if you get sucked into a portal, I'm gonna be pissed. He had his stream on, he was playing Cut. And either he has that super introvert personality type, that he just sounds condescending all the time, or he's just being condescending all the time. Either way, I've tried to watch him like 4 or 5 times, end up turning it off. He pisses you off. I've watched some of his Dwarf Fortress streams. I have not seen any of his Cut stuff. How do portals work? So, rips in space and time, which are, we got right there. It will teleport you somewhere on the world map. It says space and time, but it's always now. It never actually, like, changes you to past or future or anything. But, like, it could literally be anywhere on the map, which is buck wild, because if you're on the world map, every one of those tiles is a parasaying, and a parasaying is a 3x3 grid of, like, one full screen of your character walking around like this screen right here. So for every one tile on the world map, that's 9 full screens. But that also goes down 40 Z levels. So it's like millions of like potential locations you could get teleported to. A lot of those locations suck. You don't want to be there. Goes down more than 40, it's true. I think it's infinitely deep. But I think the difficulty only scales down to 40, and then once you're at 40, you're at max difficulty all the way down. I could be misremembering that, or it could have changed at some point. I think that's the case. Yes, but your save will eventually corrupt. Yeah, don't go too far underground. I mean, honestly, after a while, you start running into some scary shit. We'll just go ahead and hit Maman with, like, one of our 37 different blades, and now he's dead. We are now disliked by the children of Maman, which is pretty light given that we've killed their leader. But fungi now favor me, and birds like me better, too. A Praetorian's cloak. The fine decorated cloak of an Ebulian Praetorian. Oh, I also wish. Like, I don't know how you could possibly do it. Given, like, player choice and agency and the fact that, like, the world is kind of alive. Like, how do you do time travel in that situation? You'd have to, like, go far enough forward or far enough back that your actions couldn't get in there. Is a corrupted save a game mechanic or literally corrupt? Like, literally corrupt. And kind of like, if you ever played Noida, you could go to parallel versions of the primary world in Noida, and there's no limit to how many you can go to, but after, like, 7 or 8 of them, things start getting a little wonky, and after, like, 10 or more, like, your save file is gonna be a gigabyte large and it's gonna crash. I don't know how deep, like, I've gone past 40 in this game, and things are fine. I feel like you gotta go real far down. But there's also, like, no need to go that deep. There's so much going on already. You gotta go to triple digits, like 100 Z levels deep or more. But yeah, like, this is the world map here. I'll zoom out. So you can see, like, this little yellow thing. Every one of these little squares my yellow icon is hovering over represents 9 full screens, and those 9 screens stretch down 40 Z levels of, like, increasing difficulty, and then infinitely beyond that, at the 40 level difficulty, it's millions and millions. I don't think the game would ever teleport you past tile 40 going down, like 40 Z levels down. But honestly, like, even just being teleported to the surface, if it teleports me over here on the surface, I'm gonna have a bad time. Well, honestly, the Moonstair is less scary than the Deathlands that used to be there. Still scary, but, like, the Deathlands used to be screen after screen after screen of just, like, oh, there are 2 chrome pyramids with, like, full-bodied missile launchers and decarbonizing things that are just slicing my limbs off all over the place. I literally was walking back the way I came and I got lost. Amazing. How do you manage that, me? Zoom back in, I don't like being that far out. Of course I'm done being lost. I was on this trail before. Alright, Warden Indrix, I have taken care of the problem. The shame of your clan is wiped off the map.
Is Maman dead? Have you recovered the talisman?
Yes, Maman is dead, and I possess the prism.
Is it so? Only a ferocious warrior could have slain Maman. You must be such a warrior. Hand over the prism and choose your reward.
Here you go, buddy. A painted fullerite battle axe, sturdy fullerite two-handed axe, lacquered fullerite maul, a freezing fullerite maul, flaming fullerite longsword, sharp two-handed fullerite longsword, sturdy fullerite dagger, slender high-energy thermocask, resonance grenade, or a masterwork long-reach grappling gun. I feel like grappling gun is probably not something we're going to experience in this run. It is a pistol class thing, and I don't know necessarily... I don't know what the use is of a grappling gun yet. I don't know. Kang, what's going on? A thermocask we definitely can't wear. It was useless. So the most useful thing might be a two-handed fullerite longsword. But I kind of like the idea of only single-handed longswords. That way we have more offhand attacks. Like, that is technically 2 penetration levels better. Has a +1 damage to it, but we could take, like, a flaming longsword. We could jack it. And that might be nice. Having one of our swords be on fire seems pretty fucking cool. Or we take a freezing item, because we're almost done with our beetle quest to deliver X freezing things. 4K? Hold on. I mean, I think it's hard for me to tell because the little updatey thingy. I believe it's both the top donation and a recent donation, so it's 2,000. But still, like, that's still incredible. It's tricky. If you are the most recent donation and the top donation, it's going to show your name twice. I wish I could check my quest and see how much I have of the freezing stuff. But yeah, that was Dernunu who had donated 2,000. So, like, incredibly generous. And incredibly appreciated. As the first paragraph in that thing states, like, my family, bizarrely prideful and, like, private, So they don't know about this yet. And I'm very excited for them to, like, be angry at me about it. Which is gonna be very just a silly thought to have, but, like, that's what's gonna happen. It's like, you shut up. This is no time for that garbage. So only me and my brother are in on it in the family at the moment. But at some point it's gonna like, too bad. Oh, thank you, King. Yeah, like, pass around whatever comfort level you have for passing a link like that around. I'm really struggling on whether or not I want a flaming longsword or just take a freezing thing so I can try and complete this quest. You sold the tote you found at a flea market. It was a cool flea market. Had all kinds of toes. I mean, we're kind of at like a transitional point in the game. We're going to be finding some nice stuff in the not-too-distant future. A flaming longsword, probably not that important. But it's cool. Like, it would just be cool to have a electrical sword that I could burst into flames whenever I want, plugged into my body. I think I talked myself into it. Take the flaming longsword. Ah, wardens love me. I have a secret to share with you. I can learn Intimidate, which we have, like, garbage ego. We have no ego. You could use the flaming longsword to take the freezing item. Weirdly, I don't think he would have the other, like, prizes on his person, despite offering them to us. I'm tempted just to get some secrets. Yeah, we gotta look up. Oh. God damn it. Alright. I gotta look up how many other freezing things we need. Wait, I have so many flaming things now. I thought I had another freezing thing in my pocket. Or did he have a freezing thing? You're carrying too much to move. Where's my buddy? I need to carry stuff. Did he have a freezing thing? No. Why did I think I had another freezing thing? What's going on here? I have some weird artifacts I gotta go through. Man, I really have a vivid memory of seeing a freezing item that was earlier. Electrified two-handed carbide. Crap, did I leave it behind? Ooh, some polyhedral rings. Rough gemstone we could smooth out. And the worldly frill. I gotta pop this at some point. So we could have ourselves a very, very silly companion of a crypt ferret. Cognitively loving me crypt ferret. Alright, I'm just gonna maybe take apart a thing or two in my pockets. But first, let's mod with tinkering. We're gonna jack this. And now I will equip this one in my lower right hand. Now I have a flaming Fullerite longsword in that hand. But yeah, we could just take what we want, but I won't. I like the people of this town, and of course wardens as well. I will take apart this electro bow though. Disassemble that. Gets me just where I need to be. Under the Beetle Moon, folks settled here to gather goods of passage for Ape Sad Obarakuru, and so Kyakukia was founded. In 979, Nuntu, the legendary albino ape, grew tired of bludgeoning things to death and journeyed to a root-strangled place on the River Siv. There, he came upon Kakyukia and its inhabitants, and the villagers of Kyakukia asked Nuntu to employ his magisterial skills and lead the village. What about bludgeoning things to death gives you the impression that someone has managerial skills? Asking for a friend. Let's go have a little snack over here. Preserve some food. That'll definitely make some weight go away in my pockets. Alright. I feel like I left some freezing stuff on the ground out there then. Let's take a look at what our beetles want from us. A sated beetle. We already gave this guy something. 5 Templar phylacteries. I have 0 of them, so that's never going to happen. 4 copies of From Entropy to Hierarchy. We'll get a blazing cannon. 6 electrified... Oh, electrified items, not freezing. Enhanced prowess. Ooh, 6 electrified. I do have electrified in my pockets. Yeah, we got 1 electrified thing in my pockets. And do you have any electrified things? No, but I have a couple in my box. We need 6. Let's maybe talk to Ural and see if he has anything to trade. I don't know why I thought it was freezing. But if we can get, like, an electrified thing or two, we're almost there. Weird artifact. Nothing. He has nothing. Mayor Nuntu's not going to have anything. Morton Indrix might. It's worth a try. We'll talk to him. Just push some of your power cells in your pocket and some local wildlife. Trade those in. Just right in their butt. Easy peasy. Electrified in no time. Alright, let's go back to Gritgate. Activate. Install a cell in there. Activate. Hate that you have to hold them in your hands. What's going on, Carrie? What'd you see? Oh yeah, I have metamorphic polygel. Oh my god. I'm waiting to use that. At some point we'll have something we want to use that on. I could have 2 crypt ferrets, I guess.
Hey!
Some help selling cards. Oh, King. I might actually hit you up on that one. I still got my Pokemon cards. They're at my friend's place. And I have a lot of older Magic cards that I really should sit down and just go through at some point. I don't need 2 Gritgate recoilers in my hands. I guess I'll take that apart. But yeah, I would appreciate that. That'd be very handy. Credit wedge. I guess I could put that away for now. Oh, wait. You know what the idea is? We want to look in here. We want to find out. I have 3. We're halfway there. Sebastian Stan as a young Donald Trump. What a weird choice. He doesn't strike me as, like, having the face for that. But I'll have to see it. So let's put that away. I guess I'll just see if anyone has any electrified things for sale before I put any of my trade goods away. You have like 3 Gritgate. Yeah, a lot of Barathamites didn't make it, and I picked up all their stuff. Yeah, like he doesn't have the build or the face or anything. I'm having trouble really like getting a visual. Missile launcher, visor. Come on, I need electrified items. Help me out. Terrible. Jacobo, you'll help me. I just like have a thing. Let's leyline puppeteers, hyper tractor, high voltage arc winder, chrome revolver, chain gun, willowy. I mean, willowy would be a nice mod to have. High voltage arc winder, hypertractor, ley line puppeteers. Channel grooves are cut into the glove's static dried palms in the impossible pattern of ley line geometry. The fingers articulate intersecting radials and spin the latent into being. I'll never be able to build those. Tinker 3. I will buy... We'll buy the, Willowy, though. No new body parts yet. No new body parts yet. I gotta level up a few more times to try and make them happen. I guess I'll give you some of these implants. Except that's not... they're so valuable. Oh yeah, I have garbage down here. Here we go. That's already too much. Here's a flaming club I don't want. A dagger. Yeah, that's fine. +1 for proboscis. I want a proboscis. I would say yes to proboscis. Right now I'm just hoping that someone will sell me some electrified items. There's that one other beetle quest. I would love to do it. 6-fingered. Alright, Otho. Well, Q-Girl's our last hope. You know what? I will grab some gemstones for some of my heavier stuff in here. Oh yeah, I heard the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer was going to be happening soon. I'm not surprised it leaked. Oh, is it, like, properly out? They released it early because it leaked. Okay. Grand Theft Auto roleplay because it boils down to Super Troopers, Police Academy. I always find the games interesting in the sense that, like, as far as writing goes, like, they're putting a lot of effort in there. They clearly have a vision, but anytime you put those games out, like, people just, they just run around and, like, do silly things. And that's fine, like, that's not a criticism. It just makes me laugh as well. Flaming Club, Gaslight Chisel, Gaslight Chris, Two-Handed Carbide Longsword. Where's my other pile of garbage? Here you are. Throw that on there. Erected in the old. I want an open world city like Grand Theft Auto, but you're doing spy agency activities. Oh, that'd be great. I'd be very into that, yes. What do I need, like 100 more credits? 100 more credits, you say? I mean, I don't need another Fullerite longsword. All of my hands are already filled with Fullerite longswords or better. So let's just do that. Trade complete. Beautiful. I mean, I still need 3 more electrified items, frustratingly, but got most of what I wanted out of the way here. I guess I'll hold on to these gemstones. They are nice, high-value, low-weight items. I'll take apart some grit gate recoilers that I have in my pockets. These don't weigh anything and they sell for decent amounts, so I'll keep those in my pockets. 21 goddamn sower seeds are going in my chest. Kind of annoying to have so many. Weird sound. Put 5 solar cells away. Corpus Colis, Crime and Punishment, Mimic the Madpole. Put some of these hats away for now. Yeah, actually I'll put the Nullworm skull away. I'll hold on to the very light cap. I haven't heard the name cracked down in quite some time. Why, I was but a boy when I first heard of the Crackdown. Never played Crackdown. Let's learn how to make things willowy. Examine this artifact. It's a prayer rod. I will take it apart. Alright, how many Gritgate recoilers are we working with here? Disassemble. Disassemble. There we go. Much better. Much better. Of course I've heard of Crackdown. He's me.
You best start believing in Crackdown. You are one.
Hello, buddy. Can you give me these two things? And that's pretty much it. I guess I'll take that too. And the ontological anchor. You know, that might come up for me. Pass those my way. And now I'll put them in my chest. And I'll be on my way. I'm gonna go visit some of these towns we found the locations of. Some of the no-pixel GTA RP storylines got into corporate and governmental espionage, but still mostly fall down in some comedy movie. What I've always been interested in is I will never, ever, in my life, have the attention span required to sit down and play the MMO that is, that spaceship one. You know the one. The spreadsheet simulator game. Can't remember its stupid name. EVE Online. But the stories that come out of EVE Online are some of the most entertaining video game stories I've ever heard. Like, reading about people doing years-long infiltration schemes where, like, they join a guild, they're friends with everyone in the guild, they work their way up to the top slots of the guilds, and they were a fucking sleeper agent the whole time, and then the day comes, all the security's disabled, a whole other fleet comes in, it all goes to shit, and it was all thanks to someone spending literal years of their life pretending to be someone else is incredible to me. Like, that is wild. Then the cage comes down with the Japanese fighting spiders. And the mother makes me fight in the front room for money. I love that Dylan Moran stand-up bit so much. But, like, that's incredible stuff. The French are off work, run! The Americans are asleep attack. Like... just reading those stories. Wild stuff. That's, like... it blows me away, and it makes me, like, love that whole thing, but I don't think I could ever play that game. But I just love that it happens. Like, that kind of stuff happened, that makes me happy. The corpo espionage stuff isn't even the fun parts. As an outsider, like, that's the, like, you can make a movie out of some of the stuff that happened there. I'm honestly surprised no one's made a movie about some of the stuff that's happening there, because, like, enough money is invested in these games that you could sum it up like, these people lost thousands and thousands of dollars. Mid-side fleet actions are always the more fun part. I've read a few stories about that kind of stuff, but it's the espionage coupled with the fleet battles that I find entertaining, because it's just, like, that's a lot of real money, it's a lot of real time, it's a lot of real, like, social engineering for a fucking MMO. It bored the hell out of you. Like, on a surface, like, moment-to-moment game, I don't think I could play it. Like, it does look boring for me. But the fact that kind of stuff is possible is wild to me. Like, that's exciting. Settlements. A small pig farm, goatfolk village, Bay La, goatfolk, votefolk, Arak's pasture. That's someplace we can go that isn't stupid. When you have a fleet leader who knows what they're doing and the engagements are manageable enough, they can maneuver and call targets, you see the tactics and intelligence come out. Like, that sounds like a fun time. Remember in college playing EVE, having to log in just to get blown to hell in my brand new ship playing defense. It's like a very large-scale version of the kind of stories you hear about Rust, where it's, you know, we spent all this time building a base, but it turns out that someone had a base underneath our base. But, like, those get, like, the servers get reset all the time in Rust, and, like, you're losing time and effort, but it's nothing compared to what happens in Eve. Snapjaw Fort, Goatfolk Village. I want to go to not Goatfolk Villages, please, where I can get some silly procedurally generated quests. Upar, I've already visited there, apparently. So we're going someplace we have no last visited on, thank you very much. Yeah, I know if we go to Baylaw, they're gonna shoot me on sight. If I logged in and my entire corp was disbanded and all our shit was stolen and blown up and now my entire account has gone to shit because I lost everything, no, I'm not for it. Again, I'm with you. Like, I wouldn't want to experience that on the losing end for sure. Like, imagine waking up and just your phone's been blowing up for hours, your computer is just like a million alerts, and everything you worked years on is gone because someone was sneaky. Like, that would suck. But as an outsider, incredible story, love to read it. Never had so much adrenaline as doing PvP in that spreadsheet game. Urok's pasture, please. It's a goddamn pig farm, come on! It wasn't listed as a pig farm, was it? No, it was not. I haven't found a single good town. I haven't found a single town, I should say. Pastures are always farms, you know? You're right. And that is something I definitely already knew. I'm still annoyed. The other place was called a pig farm. They have to get Star Citizen playable. I got sick of falling out of my $400 ship. One fun thing about Eve is that when you blow up someone's ship, you get a kill mail. What's a kill mail? And some sites hosted every kill mail. Like, just a notification of, like, this is who you murdered, and this is what they lost in the process. You can look up kills, see people's comments. How much it cost, of course, of course. Hey, pig farmer, you mind if, I rob you? At the very least? Like, make this trip worth my while? He has no idea I robbed him. Alright, I'm also a little hungry, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a campfire on top of this very flammable surface right here. Right next to it, I'll make a flammable surface have a fire directly adjacent from it. I hope none of those little sparks go off. Eve is a bad game that pretends pain is fun. That's why I'll never play it, but I love reading about the nonsense that happens. Alright. I have no good settlements to visit. I guess just for the sake of, like, having some cash, we could just rob a few historic sites, I suppose? Got a lot of ruins we could go pop into. A lot of last visited ones. Just gonna pop them all. I'm just gonna explore a bunch of things. Cause, like, we could go to the Rainbow Wood, but I kind of want to, like, level a little bit, do a little adventuring beforehand. Oh yeah, random teleport. Merchants, Dromad Caravan. Maybe go there. Spawning in the system, seeing tens of ships moving together is a sight to behold. Our piddly fleet got attacked by a dreadnought. Seems scary until you realize they can't hit you because you're too far removed from their weight class. 20 minutes working them down. The kill mill, the dude said, lol, I don't remember this. I was drunk. Drunk and piloting a dreadnought? Court-martial that man. You don't ever go to the Rainbow Wood pre-30? That's why I'm like, I kind of want to just do a little adventuring in some ruins. Man, there's a lot of asphalt in my world gen. I don't typically run into this much asphalt. I'm gonna do some corporate espionage, sell my corporate assets. It's that guy who killed my mom! Get him! Hope some of you have electrified weapons, because that's all I'm really interested in right now. Staircase down, huh? You know what? A quick little peek in, just to see. It's very asphalty, still. I'm concerned Warden 1FF is going to start a lot of fires that I will be next to. Also, one of my swords is a flaming sword. I might be starting a lot of fires. Whoa. Whoa. Do you have / use any of the pets you get for being a patron? I didn't know about Caves of Cud during the patron era, so I don't actually have any of the patron stuff. I was not a patron. Had I known about it at the time, I would want to be a patron. In which case, I would definitely use one of the pets. Wow, you never heard of Caves of Cud? This is my first time playing this game right here. It's weird that I started as a level 28 character with intimate knowledge of the quest progression for a lot of these events. But I'm naturally good at the game is all. Looks at Steam playtime. What? No. The Patreon's still a thing. I only got them all a month ago. Wait, you could still contribute to the Patreon at this point? I didn't know that. Huh. Part of me is a little curious about that then. I could have some of those sweet, sweet Patreon pets, is what you're telling me? Alright, some light fires. I'm sorry, goat folks. Oh, mysterious strangers like me a bot. Disliked by the Hindran of Baylaw. No, come on! Like, yeah, the cults are fine. I knew they weren't gonna like me, but I want to go to Baylaw. It's been so long since I've been able to do the Baylaw quest. My last few playthroughs, I've been hated by Baylaw. I guess I should have looked at his rep before I murdered him, but he was an angry psychic goat man. Obviously, I was gonna attack him. A little bit of a bummer. Come on, stop being lost. Or find a town. At least help me out in that way. Oh, I'm not lost anymore. You discover a goat folk village. Well, let's pillage them. Stop rearranging the walls! Compound bow... I don't want it. Nope, don't want any of that either. Nope. Well, Warden 1FF, we have certainly pillaged this goatfolk village. And it's on fire. I feel like we've done good work here. Let's move on. Ring Inferior Kigashore. Auto Explorer. It's not a wet one, so I don't have to worry about a madpole taking my legs off, I don't think. But it is, again, very asphalty. I don't know why my world gen gave me so much, like, tar and asphalt. Well, let's light a campfire in this tar-filled environment. Can't cook with hostiles nearby? Show me one. Oh, come on! I don't see any hostiles. There we go. Alright, auto-explore, take the books. The nice thing about the guy in the 6-day stilt who wants Reshef knowledge, the amount of experience he gives you goes up pretty significantly for each secret you share with him. Location of Durkash retro version. Ruins of... okay, Becoming Nooks, they're not the most exciting because we are a filthy mutie, but it is still exciting for purposes of, you know, free money. I might go visit that place. But yeah, our chef secrets. We get much better returns now that we're getting, like, getting through all of the secrets. What we got now? We got the fact that he went off the road in a chariot. That'll pay out pretty well. Just auto-attack him. Drives me crazy when I have heightened sense of some sort. Auto-explorer won't work because I'm seeing something I can't see. The game's been getting progressively better about those things. Like, they've really been focusing on making auto-explore on the origins and nature of the dark calculus. That seems like a cool book. This excerpt is published with permission from the notes of Barathrum the Old.
Evidence in the arithmetic record that the study of formal systems reached a pernicious apex in the long before. Advancements made by mathematicians such as Russell, Gödel, Eisenkopf, Atufu, Wheatgrass, and System Star contributed to the understanding of notions like undecidability, pointed regularism, and abyssalism. Upon reaching this minimal degree of mathematical maturity, equipped with sophisticated grammars, researchers set out to experiment with the limits of expressibility. They contrived bold research programs and galloped into the mathematical wood, unwitting of the dangers that brewed there.
This is a fun one. I don't think I've seen this book yet. Take a box of crayons, take apart all the folding trees. I know what I said.
Shim scales.
But yeah, they've definitely been improving how auto-explore works. You don't get interrupted as often. And they also made it so you can't, like, run directly into danger and get yourself murdered, which is quite nice. Because I have a habit of, like... refuses to speak to me. What if I murder it? There we go. Take the books. I have a habit of, like, holding left and just running across screens when I get to be a little bit of a higher level. And there have been games where I just ran directly into an enemy and it just obliterated me. So I'm glad they fixed those things. The Sonic the Hedgehog inside of me wants to go fast all the time.
Gotta go fast! Oh no! Certain people. Bathroom access.
Your word hint is... this is a Roman god. Oh, man. In reality, when True Axiom managed to say the word of the day, they actually didn't say the word of the day, but the word of the day was contained within a word that they said. Which happens often. Wow. Wow. Wow.
You all remember what to do whenever anyone says the secret word, right? Scream!
Well, that's no fair. You're the one that said the word.
That's right. Scream real loud!
Mars! You had said the word marsh. Yeah, patience could save you in this game, but that change makes all the difference. It really does. Lower the particles overhead became 2 horizontal rails. The only word I remember was glow pad. You're just that good. Wasn't gonna guess Mars because I figured my good friend Chris wasn't so goddamn basic. I was gonna be like, it's a planet. I was like, no, we'll go for a Roman god. That'll keep them guessing. It did not keep them guessing. And later. Ooh, something in the mountains up there? Why won't I find towns? Do people not live in this game? In 4900 BR, Armadillo II won a decisive victory against the combined forces of Sapir Hall at the bloody Battle of Dunip. As a result of the battle, Dunip was so rife with bad omens it was renamed the Charmed Dunes. Ah, a scene from the life of Clanasp. Would you want to live here? I feel like when you start as a Truekin and it talks about the giant domed underground city you come from, it's like that actually sounds pretty nice. I probably want to be like in Cud proper. Seems like a scary bad time, but in the sheltered communities of the humans, might not be too bad. Because like the best place to live would probably be Gritgate, and that's not a nice place to live when the attack happens. Good lord. Deep in the wilds of Supir Hall, Clamas discovered Timur. There she befriended dogs and fought for everlasting glory. I too fight for everlasting glory. I thought the robot was gonna round the corner, but he didn't. Golgotha, that's where you want to live. Are you a slog of the cloaca? Then you might want to live... Oh, I took him down. I was just kind of randomly walking around and I got him. If you are like me and you want to keep your cloaca moist and filled with brown fluids, come to Golgotha. We have what your cloaca craves. So one thing I thought was fun, again, yesterday I was watching Running Man followed by Total Recall. And Running Man, a game about like TV, game show, like reality TV to the extreme, and rampant consumerism and all that fun stuff. There are no real product placements in that movie, even though it's a perfect movie for product placement. Whereas when you watch Total Recall, there is so much product placement in there. And it's not like proper product placement. It's not like, you know, conveniently rotating a can to face the camera, but you do see signs for Coca-Cola, signs for Pepsi, signs for like all kinds of things. I just thought it was really funny that like the one movie that really could have stood for some product placement didn't have any. Probably because it would have been like, why are you putting product placement in this movie about murdering people? But like, Total Recall arguably is also a movie about murdering people. Just a fun observation there. It has slug. It's what cloacas crave. It's got electrolytes. It's got what plants crave. Brondo. I haven't seen that movie in so long. I'm very much due for a rewatch. Brondo. It's got what plants crave. I didn't notice any electrified equipment in there. Man, I'm just going on a goat folk rampage here. He got the reference! They made a movie based off the title of that Rick and Morty episode? Yeah, right? And it's in the past. Wild how they managed to pull that one off. A game about being an end times capitalist gladiator could be real fun. Again, I was talking about this yesterday, but we're in this glut of asymmetrical multiplayer games that are based off of movie properties, but they're all horror properties. Like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I think you can make a Killer Clowns game, but it's weird to me that they're making it like a Dead by Daylight-esque game. But Running Man. Running Man would be perfect for it. Like, it's already that. It's about runners. In the movie, there's 3 of them, but like 4 would be fine. Having to deal with stalkers. And you could just, like, do all kinds of stuff. You could have one player as the director of the show, and they can move mobs, like just computer-controlled mobs around, place obstacles. And, like, other players can be the stalkers, and the stalkers would all have their own personalities and abilities, because you would have, you know... In the movie, you got a flamethrower guy, you got the ice rink guy played by Oddjob, you got the electric powers guy. Like, they're all fun themed and have silly abilities. It'd be great. It's like the perfect thing. And yet we're getting Killer Clowns. It was Blood Harvest, it got everything. I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. Chiodo Brothers, I like all the stuff they've ever touched. I've even watched the fucking Garbage Pail Kids movie because the Chiodo Brothers were involved in some capacity. I would so get sponsors to put their names on wacky items, right? I'll take Copper Nugget, Vine Wafer, that's it. You played people trying to get into a utopia city by going against well-equipped hunters. Yeah. I actually haven't played that one, Blood Harvest. I was saying for Running Man, a fun way would go, you could have multiple win conditions, kind of like the the Friday the 13th game, you know, like you could get away or you could placate Jason. I assume, like, that's my one problem with, like, multiplayer games like these, is once they're gone, they're gone. Like, there's no having a nostalgic revisit of, like, an older multiplayer-centric game because it's just you alone in a room. But it'd be really neat to have, you know, you could find the secret relay uplinks and meet up with the Resistance. You could just straight up escape. You could escape only to not really escape. You die and they pretend you made it. You could have lots of different endings for a Running Man game. I need to be put in touch with the Running Man lawyers is what I'm saying. I got a proposition for them. Oh yeah, go for high scores. The other silly, like, weird thing I noticed is looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger's filmography. Like, one of the biggest dudes on the scene for, like, the 90s and 80s. There's barely any sequels in his library. Like, he really didn't franchise out most of his stuff. Like, Terminator has sequels, and The Expendables has sequels. And out of that, like, they never did Eraser 2, they never did, like, True Lies 2, Running Man 2, Total Recall 2, like, all these movies that you would think would have gotten, like, crappy sequels with him in it. Some of them got sequels, but he wasn't involved. And he shows up in sequels, but he wasn't, like, in the first movie or something. True Lies was fine just the way it is. I love True Lies. Again, there's a television channel on our weird little Chinese spy box that we're using to watch TV. That's just 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. And I honestly have no complaints about, like, most of the stuff that pops on there. Commando, great movie. Last Action Hero, great movie. Jingle All the Way, great movie. True Lies, great movie. Eraser, great movie. Like, they're all great movies. No complaints from me. I referenced True Lies when I explained why I don't shop at Hobby Lobby. I think Arnold Schwarzenegger had the right idea. Like, if you're making those kind of movies, which we still make, you gotta have the one-liners. It's incredibly great. All these movies, he kills a man in an airplane, like, just lowers a hat over his eyes and tells the stewardess, like, "Don't wake my friend up. He's dead tired." It's just like, yes, thank you, more. And of course, in fucking True Lies, you got the "You're fired" as he shoots a man who's hanging off a missile on his jet. Perfect. The only one that could have been better is, of course, in Total Recall, Richter gets both of his arms cut off and he falls to his death. And there's so many things you could say there, but the line is, "Hey Richter, I'll see you at the party." It's like, it's a fun callback to earlier in the movie, I guess, but like, there's so many better lines we could have had here. You're just watching all these movies because Abe moved out, and that's all he ever wanted. I'm teaching him a lesson. He always wanted to watch these movies, I watch them without him. Oh, the legendary Madpole. Okay, alright, this is a wet location, so we're gonna be a little bit more cautious. Just because, again, Madpoles are just still scary at any level, really. Alright, it looks like we're safe. I'm not seeing anything in the water. It is on the river, though, so it's possible we will run into Madpoles. But anytime Total Recall comes up, it always makes me want to rewatch other Verhoeven movies, especially RoboCop. RoboCop is such a goddamn good movie. Total Recall is such a goddamn good movie, and if I see one, it makes me want, oh, Madpole! Madpole. There was one here. Where is he? Show him to me. Alright, I only shot trees by mistake. I apologize to friendly swimming creatures, but you have to die if you're in front of the Madpole. What'd you think of the most recent RoboCop? Not terribly good. Also pretty forgettable, really. It wasn't the worst of the modern weirdo remakes that we're in the habit of making these days, but doesn't hold a candle to the original RoboCop. In my humble opinion. But I might put it above the newer, like, the Total Recall remake that happened with Colin Farrell. Like, it's still probably better than that. You gotta play the recent RoboCop? Oh, the new game. I mean, the game was a lot of fun. I really loved the demo. If that game makes its way into my library, the answer is yes, I will play it. Because picking people up and throwing them around was the singular most funny thing we did in any video game for a while there. Like, good lord, just very fun. I'm done with this place. It's boring. Nothing here. Let's go hit up the one at that mountain. No one's aggro here. Oh, cannibals. You've not seen the old Total Recall. I recommend it. It is great. But you have seen both versions of RoboCop. Have you seen all the old RoboCop movies? Because, like, 1 is a good movie. 2 is like, why did you make this? It's just the first movie again, kind of. Like, you didn't really do anything new. And then 3 is, somebody watched the first movie and said, you know what this needs to be? A children's movie. And it's awful. I like that you could shove people in the doors, but was a little disappointed that the ragdolls didn't blow up. It could have been a lot more... I feel like if you're trying to emulate the Paul Verhoeven experience in a video game, you gotta have some gibbet. Like, bodies have to come apart. There has to be, like, excessive blood. That was, like, kind of core to his directorial vision for his satire, is over-the-top violence in RoboCop, and the game does miss the mark on that. I do agree. Only the first ones? That's really the only one you need to see. Arguably. Alright, we gotta walk on the surface to reach this location. I'm hoping, again, just get lucky, find a couple electrified items. We need 3 more. Dark Messiah Might and Magic has some funny combat. You know what? I really like that game, but I haven't played it since it was a new game. That was one of the first things I purchased on Steam. And kind of... I'm not against revisiting that. I think that might be a fun stream for like a retro day. Go back and play Dark Messiah Might and Magic. Because that's like... That might be one of the first games to have a dedicated kick button, right? Because kicking people off ledges was a huge part of that game. Remember playing the heck out of the demo before the full game came out? Of Dark Messiah? Oh yeah, putting ice in the ground and like making people aggro on you and they would just slip off. And so much of the game would weirdly take place like way up high on like ledges on cliffs and like rope bridges and stuff. They knew what they were doing. They made a game where like they wanted physics-based combat to be goofy fun. And it was goofy fun. Yeah, we should definitely have a little bit of a retro revisit of that game. I think that would be a good time. A real good time. Maybe potentially we'll pop in there maybe during the upcoming 24-hour experience. That'd be a fun one. Just hold down Shift and A until everything's dead and move on. Man, traversing the mountains is neat. I like the concept, but it's always frustrating. Vine Reaper. Come on, I need a way going up. Up. Come on, up! I will mine my way there if I have to. I only need one hand to hold on to the pickaxe, and then we're good to go. That's it. That's why we have the pickaxe. Let's put it in our twig hand. Our head twig could hold on to it. Son of a bitch! Alright, we're gonna start sprinting toward him. How's he doing no damage to me with his sunder? He did 1. 1 damage from a nosebleed. There we go, he finally managed to sunder me. Well, friend, here's every one of my swords. He died immediately. He exploded into viscera. That was the equivalent of a sushi chef falling upon a fillet of fish there. It was grim, but it was fast and efficient. There's nothing left of that man. Anyway, continue my tunneling. You discover some forgotten ruins. Did I? Could you point on the map where the forgotten ruins are? Okay, game. I think you might be confused when you say Forgotten Ruins, because this is a mountain and nothing else. Oh, I'm tunneled into it. Okay. Impressed was the most contagious. Our deserving first edition. Oh, what was that sound? What were you doing? I'll take all that. I also enjoy that Auto Explorer now, if you have the power to dig, you'll literally dig to where you want to go. Forgotten Ruins looks well established by goats. And on top of that, it was inside of a mountain. Like, there was no path to get here. This is an enclosed ecosystem. It's like when explorers discover a cavefish that's never seen the sun before. These goats are blind. They are white, pale white, blind goats. Have I played Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead? Not enough to say yes, really. Like, I want to revisit it at some point and play it for realsies. We played it, like, for 10 minutes. Like, it deserves more. I think it was Godper that wanted to know what happens if we keep going up on the world map. The answer is you can't go that way. So, like, we are at the very tippy top of the map now. If I go up, I'm on the tile I want to be. Let's go to a Dromad caravan. Mine my way through to where I've heard rumors of a Dromad caravan. It's very deep. The world is flat after all. Where's the Dromad caravan? I haven't found a Dromad caravan. Just make a zigzag pattern until I find a Dromad caravan? Oh my god, I found a Dromad caravan. How do you do business here? The thing I love about Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead is you could just die. For no reason. Not a lot of people love that kind of feature in a game, but I'm glad you enjoy it. Like, that's good. But for, like, no reason at all? Like, not even a bad reason? Do I want to take some more water skins with me? How many empty water skins do I have? I have one empty water skin. I love starting off as the miner in the bottom of the mines, because you start with a random artifact. I do want to play more of it, because it sounds like a game that there's a lot of fun to be had in. I just haven't given it the time it deserves yet. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of water skins. Well, hold on. Do I have, like, any trash weapons in my pockets? No. One of the starting locations is in a Migo prison. Yeah, you don't want to start there. Here you go, bud. That's really the only interesting thing you have to sell. You're the worst Dromad caravan. And you're in the middle of nowhere. Like, what a horrible location. Alright, everything on the left side of the river has been visited. Let's start visiting some locations on the other side. Well, it's time to pillage a goatfolk village. I just want to find a town. Any town. I have reputation with a town or two that I've never been to and I don't know where they are. It's starting to weird me out. Like, I meet strangers. And they'll say stuff like, "Ah, yes, Sam Handwich, otherwise known as I'm using tilt controls. I've heard good things about you from that village I live in." Like, what? I've never been there. Can you tell me where it is? I must go now. Don't seek me out or my people. Oh god. I don't want to be lost here. Hold on now. Diplomacy droid? Well, Madpoles get the gun. A dervish of the sightless way? What's going on here then? What's going on? Got yourself a weird acid friend? You asked about your location, along a lost. He has nothing to trade. Electric sail undulates. Has to be someone I could chat with here. Who might have something useful to sell. Carbide shield from the Kregmensch. Let's try not to get too close to the mushroom. We are friends to mushrooms, of course, but that won't stop us from getting horrifying fungal infections, will it? Gyre White of Kos and Pariah to his people. I want salt in my mouth, dead eyes in radiating darkness, and a frog for a friend. Cool, you got anything to trade? At first light under a strange and magenta sky, the people of Adamish saw an image on the horizon that looked like a pinch of salt bathed in magenta. It was Ko you met the second, and after he came and left Alamish, the people built a monument to him, and thenceforth called him Pinch in Magenta. Hail, traveler. Are you the buffoon our town talks about? I want the world to decay and all hearts to be devoured, but can you give me a froggy friend? You could start as a professional MMA fighter and just unarmed combat all the Migo. You would think Migo would thrive on unarmed combat with all their pseudopods. Alright, listen, I'm gonna be on my way. God damn it! I don't want to be lost in the lake. We're going to lose all of our limbs. Okay. Thanks a lot, buddy. Oh, did you get teleported here too, you jerk? More asphalt. I don't get it. There's so much tar in my world. Salt pools as well. This is why I like space-time vortex. You just make your problems go away. Unfortunately, it wasn't my space-time vortex, and I was the problem. I love Auto Explorer when you have a digging tool. It's really good. Nothing stands in your way. Alright, we're only 4 strata down. We're in the desert. I guess we might be somewhere close to the 6-day stilt, ideally, so when we get out of here... I mean, I could just recoil, I guess. 4 strata down in the desert. I'd rather be 4 strata down in the desert. Give me a layer cake. Okay, a stairwell up and a stairwell down. Let's auto-explore. And an extraction microchip. Just take that apart, leave everything else behind. How do these trees grow down here? Alright, let's have a snack. Bum, 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 bum. I think the one artifact I love in this game is the pile of tubes. Isn't pile of tubes like any number of artifacts, but you don't know what it is until you examine it? Although I think specifically a pile of tubes is probably the rocket launcher. Pile of tubes is a foldable chair. Oh, never mind. I think pile of tubes, like large pile of tubes, is rocket launcher. A lot of things are described as pile of tubes, if I remember. I think even my wings were described as a pile of tubes. Just the idea, though, of being like... This could be any number of things. It's like, it's a chair. Like, you know it's a chair. Same thing with, like, the plastic tree. It's like, it's a strange artifact. Is it? Is it really? Strange tubes. Yes, strange tubes. Space-time vortices, for when you absolutely positively need to be accosted by a different set of hooligans than you currently face. One of my favorite ways to play this game, it's a short way to play, but it's a favorite of mine, is quantum jitters. That way, every time you try and do anything at all, the result is you're just in a different location. Extra fun if you want to play with companions. Say goodbye to them, they're going away. I can't tell you how many companions I have lost to the hole. The magic hole. Dawn Glider, you would have been scary. Also, you're supposed to be friendly. What's your problem? Sir, please stop using your magic hole as a trash can.
I'll stop using it as a trash can when it stops being convenient.
Alright. I might see how far down... As long as I don't have to switch screens, I'm willing to keep going down the stairs. Just see if we find something fun. I just don't want to get too off course here. Damn, Warden. Don't even get a chance to attack stuff sometimes. Metal or bone hoof? Arrange twigs around the base. Oh, standing behind something, you crafty little bastard. Hello, sir. Have I told you about all of my swords? Ah. He exploded. I didn't even get to hit him with my other weapons. I hit him 4 times with my Crysteel longsword, and that was it. We didn't even get to the other ones.
Pathetic. You stand before me, unable to survive more than one hit.
Of brush-shaped appendages, the surest way. Strength of Reblon, but lacking. And I've overburdened myself. Metal or bone hoof sounds like one of those pro-transhumanist medical flyers. You could be whatever you want to be. You could be made of whatever you want to be made of. Square cap. My gloves, of course, which I'm very happy about. I guess I'll take apart... None of these are jacked, right? I'm already wearing jacked ones. Oh, I'm just gonna take apart both these. 7 pounds. Disassemble. 6 pounds. Disassemble. No disassemble, Johnny 5. I'm doing the worst playthrough on this game. Tell me about your playthrough. What's going on right now? Oh, come on! My character should not be that stupid. Magnetized boots, cryo beam, cryokinesis, and cold-blooded. Interesting. So, very immune to cold, at least. You got that going for you. I got pee. Hold on, BRB.